they don't know how to prove these values. And even when they can prove the value, they don't know how to go to the banks or financial institutions to get loans for their farms. Our first problem that we're tackling is distress sales. Farmers tend to sell their products during farming seasons instead of waiting for post-harvest seasons. Why? Because they need money. And when they go to the banks don't always give them those loans because they cannot prove the value of their products. Or even if they can prove it, some farmers may have tried to dupe maybe some banks, financial systems, and they don't trust them enough to give them those loans. The second problem we're tackling is receipt dumping. Like I said, some farmers, they'll take a receipt that the warehouse gives them, go to the bank, use that receipt to get a loan. But then after that, which is meant to be one and done, right? They go to another bank, use the same receipt, and get loans, and they go to multiple financial institutions. So we're trying to tackle that problem. So what we've built is that we turn the farmer's produce into a digital data information. We tokenize it, and with blockchain, if anybody's familiar with blockchain, you know that whatever goes in cannot be corrected. You can't correct history, but you can update it by adding maybe more data or anything like that. So our first solution is access to finance. With the system that we're building, it brings the trust to the financial institutions or banks. So the banks would be able to give these loans to these farmers without worrying that, or maybe someone will dupe them or whatever it is. And also, the farmers can get more loans, and they don't have to sell their products at a loss as they would have done. Our second solution is smart liens. Smart liens is basically a digital lock. So whatever information you put there, the receipt, it is locked. When you put this receipt that I'm using this receipt to get a loan from this financial institution, it is locked. You can't use it in two places. Even when you do, you will be flagged that, okay, this has happened before, whatever. And then the third solution is digital twins. This is where we actually tokenize their products, and all the information about their products is online, is there. The value of the products, the weight, every information about their products, basically, their transactions, everything is there. Why this works is because farmers can get easier loans, the banks can loan them these, whatever they need safely without worrying, and then our system sits in between that. We are backed by law. Our receipts are SEC recognized, which means that the receipts that you would get from a warehouse, typically like a fiscal receipt, is as legal as the receipts that we're giving them. The second thing is instant recovery. If a farmer decides to be dubious, fraudulent, or whatever, after getting the loan, the banks still get their assets. There's no, oh, let's go to court, or let's do this and that. It's instant because it is a contract between the bank and the farmers. The third thing is in-area settlements. We currently are dealing with Nigerian currency. So in certain maybe apps that you'd have used, maybe you want to transact in dollars, they'll tell you, okay, wait so number of days for us to change your currency from dollar to naira, and then you send it to your bank, and then your bank verifies. All that time, it is cut off because our transaction is instant since we deal with the naira currency. Our roadmap for the next 2 years is by the third quarter of this year, we want to go paperless. We want to make sure that all the products of the farmers, be it their grains, their receipts, everything is digital. It's paperless. By the first quarter of next year, we will be open to investors, and by the third quarter of next year, we want to go global. The conclusion basically is that the grains of farmers have value, but they are not always able to prove the value to financial institutions. And financial institutions will not always trust them, right? So we come in and then we help build this trust between both parties. And also, this doesn't only help the farmers or the banks, it helps the economy of Nigeria. Thank you. Next up, my colleague is going to explain the technical part of our system.
Thank you, Sophia, and good afternoon, everyone. And my name is Isa, and I'll be walking you through the AgriToken app. So first off, the landing page was built by a veterinary doctor here in the house during the hackathon. So that's Dave, so you can give a wave, Dave, to everyone. So he built this during the period. So what AgriToken does is basically turns the farmer's harvest into collateral and into capital using the blockchain and Web3 technologies. So we're walking you through both the farmer journey and the warehouse journey as well. So starting off on the farmer side of things, how the farmer registers primarily is through the BVN, because we have the SEC Act, which came out in December, which tokenizes commodities. And as part of the SEC Act, we need to tie those commodities to the farmer's BVN. So once the farmer puts in his BVN, the system verifies it. Verify, please. Click on verify. And once the BVN has been verified, we can pull out the name, phone number. And then what the system does is now pulls out the closest warehouse to where the farmer is. And then the farmer can now choose Abuja FCT. And then at this stage now, this is where the digital wallet is created and minted on the blockchain. So the farmer now goes ahead to complete the registration. Cancel that. So great, so at this stage here, the wallet has been created, has been minted and set on the blockchain. So what we're going to walk you through now is the warehouse. So once the farmer has registered, it now takes his commodity to the warehouse. So if you go back, and then we go through the warehouse. So on getting to the warehouse manager indicates the location of the warehouse is currently operating from. So in this case, it's the FCT depot. And then the warehouse manager now puts in the farmer's BVN, but the farmer's BVN is tied to their wallet. And then now proceeds to do a lookup. And you can see it's now able to identify the user, and now we can now proceed to the next step, which is the health check. So the health check, this is where the warehouse manager checks the commodity itself. So there are two main things they check for. They check for levels of aflatoxin, and they check for the moisture levels as well. And all that is being used to compute the final commodity price. So in here, the farmer has brought in maize. Let's say the farmer brought in 150 kg. And then warehouse manager has sampled the content. So if he puts in here and he notices, okay, it has a moisture content of 40, which is quite high. So you see the system immediately rejects that particular commodity. So let's say in this run, let's put 10. And we now go to the aflatoxin level. So here, let's put a level of, let's say 15. So you can see the system also rejects that in case there's a high toxicity in the product. So if you put a level of, let's say 3, so that indicates that the commodity is safe for export and then cannot generate the grade. So the grade now takes the humidity, the weight, and the aflatoxin, and then it generates it based on the current market trading prices. And then the warehouse manager now goes ahead to generate the digital receipt. So as you can see, the receipt has now been minted on the blockchain. So if the farmer should now go back to his portal, this one, then refresh. So you can now see how his warehouse receipt has now appeared on his dashboard. Other things we've also implemented is we've implemented AI agents which are able to go out and actively track and get those commodity prices, so the farmers are always involved. So we'll show you briefly how the AI agent works. So we're currently using TinyFish, which is a version of OpenClaw. It's able to go to the NCX website and is able to extract practically every 10 minutes the current commodity prices and then display it to the farmers. So the farmers have up-to-date knowledge of the commodity prices. So that in a nutshell is how the farmer journey and the warehouse journey works. So back to the landing page. If you go back. Yes, so if you scroll down. So just to recap the solution itself. You can stop with that section here. Thank you. Yes, so just to sort of a high-level overview. So the farmer brings the produce to the warehouse, gets minted on the blockchain, and then the farmer cannot verify that. Why this is a game changer is two things. First, it enables farmers to unlock liquidity. Because the main problem is, you see, when farmers produce, and there's a glut, because farmers don't plant. So all the farmers grow the same produce in that area. During harvest season now, there's a glut. Because of that glut, the prices now come down. When the prices have come down, the farmers still have their own financial pressures. They have to pay their workers, they pay off loans, pay children's school fees. They are now forced to sell their produce up below the market price. So what we're seeing in the value chain is actually the off-takers tend to make 200 to 300% more than the farmers who are sweating in the sun, you see. So what this does is enables the farmers, hey, based on my warehouse receipts, they can now take a loan up to 70% value against that future market price. The second thing is, since we've now minted it on a blockchain, users outside the country can use their USDT wallets and USDC and actually buy into the commodity itself. Those are sort of high-level benefits. For the financial institutions, they can easily verify in terms of the actual commodity is in the warehouse. Yes, so you can just go to the next section. So what we envision is that the whole process shouldn't take more than 45 minutes. So the farmer brings their produce to the warehouse. The sensors measure the humidity, moisture content, aflatoxin. After that, it gets minted on the blockchain. And then the farmers now also receive that mint, and then they can now use that their receipt to actually apply for those loans. So just as Sophia, my colleague, was mentioning concerning the features of the product, so we have the digital twin framework, which makes sure that every receipt is tied to an individual commodity. We have the smart liens, which makes it practically impossible for anybody to remove that commodity without presenting their receipt. We have the instant liquidity that the warehouse can use due to the warehouse receipt financing model. And then we also have in terms of SEC compliance too. So just in terms of the echo timelines again, where we are now is we're currently setting up the blockchain. So God willingly, we'll be publishing the blockchain next week and making it publicly available, and then we'll be seeding the blockchain as well. Once that is done, we'll now start looking at the secondary market. Since we're able to set up that initial base infrastructure layer, it's not easier for us to now set up that financial aspect of it. And then we'll now start looking at export markets. That's it. Thank you.
So for your business, is it, you don't have any concern with the farmers, right?
When you say concern with farmers?
So you don't care how they farm these products?
Exactly. So we are going into post-harvest. So that's the value chain that we're playing. Because pre-harvest is quite high risk in the sense that we need to make sure the farmers have the right economics, the right input, the right seedlings. So where we operate in is post-harvest. They now produce that commodity. They now use that commodity to unlock the liquidity.
Okay.
Okay, so what farmer category are you looking at? So brand farmers. And then also, is this B2B? I want to assume that it's designed to work with extension agents, because a rural farmer does not understand the integrity of this. So is it B2B that you work with extension agents like Extension Africa, HIFAS and all of that? Or is it built to work directly with the rural farmer? Which brings my question of what kind of farmers are you looking at working with it? Because we understand that education is a big problem at that level, the kind of agriculture that we do in Nigeria? So I need an insight on that.
So that's a very good question. So it's a more of a B2B play. So we work with onboarding with warehouses, commodity traders, and commodity aggregators. So those are our primary customers. And then in terms of types of farmers, not per se, but the types of crops are mainly grain crops. So crops that we can easily store and then also suitable for export as well.
Okay, thank you very much. This is beautiful.
Thank you.
This is very beautiful. So I understand that the warehouse doesn't belong to AgriToken.
No, it doesn't.
Okay. And please, you mentioned, the first presenter mentioned instant recovery for banks and financial institutions. Can you just
Yes.
do that?
Okay, so it's the warehouse receipts finance model.
Okay.
So in the warehouse receipts finance model, once a farmer uses his commodity to take a loan, he cannot take his commodity again, you see. So it now becomes property of the bank. So whoever owns that receipt, so the farmer basically assigns ownership of that receipt to the bank, and it's only that owner of that receipt that can withdraw that commodity.
Okay. So you keep mentioning farmers, and then the warehouses, and then AgriToken is working directly with the warehouse.
Yes.
So where does the farmer come in here?
So the farmer comes in when they register. So when they register on the platform.
Okay, so I don't really understand the flow, right? We have financial institutions, and then we have warehouses, we have AgriToken, and then the farmers.
Yes.
All right, so at what point does the farmer interface with AgriToken?
So,
given that
yeah.
AgriToken is working with commodities in the warehouse.
Good.
Do you understand?
Yes. So that's a good question. So we have what are called farmer aggregators. So these are the ones that go during market day in the areas, get the commodities. So those are the ones that are doing the main registration.
I see. Thank you very much.
Interesting problem space. I think we can see the reaction from the audience. So, when I look at your model lighting area, I see the farmers of the agriculture and the warehouse, and then the bank, and then agriculture sitting in the middle. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Perhaps you could make it easy for some of us to understand better. I have 2 bags of maize now, because I just harvested, and then I need cash. What withdrawal of the constraints I will go through as a farmer. And then I'll ask some other questions.
Okay. So as a farmer, you have gone through harvest season. So you pay your workers, on your own land, taking out loans to buy your inputs, fertilizers. The NGOs have come to also give you the agronomy training. Now, because everybody in the same area has produced the same product, there's a glut in the market.
Just go straight to the touch point. I have commodity, I want to get a loan. What's the touch point?
Okay. So once I have my commodity now, instead of me selling at below market prices, I bring my commodity to the warehouse and I get given a loan against the future market selling price. And I can unlock up to 70% value.
So where do I get the loan from?
Sorry?
Who gives me the loan?
The loan comes from the ledger itself. So the ledger is seeded, we seed it with capital. So the loans come from there, and then we can also do online whereby the financial institutions also lend through the ledger itself.
Okay, so you're doing an on-chain lending, you're not working with financial institutions for the lending for a start.
Yes, for the pilot, we'll be lending with our own funds.
Okay, interesting. I think one bit of it, looking at the warehouse, you're working in partnership with them.
Yes.
I think for what you have said, you have not included the warehouse fee because the cost of storage is also something you need to put into consideration for the entire user flow. But I think overall this is really a good idea. But there's some pilot that you need to do to sort of fully validate what the end-to-end flow looks like. And I'm keen to know, also in agriculture, there's price variability. What you talked about is at harvest, price is low, in 3 months time, price goes high. The reverse could also happen in agriculture, right? So at harvest, price could be high, 3 months time, price could fall. So we'll be good to see, because now you're underwriting the loan, and that changes your business model as well, because now you're operating as a financial partner. You then need to take credit risk into perspective, insurance into perspective, etc., which you have not fully captured yet. Good start.
Thank you.
Sorry, I still have one question. Sorry. My only question is just what blockchain is agri token going to be sitting on in terms of security and guarantee of its customers?
So it runs on the Sequoia ledger and it will be using the ERC 701 framework.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Let's appreciate AgriTech. Thank you very much. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we had some technical issues a while back, and that's a restricted Techify from displaying their demo. The judges, as well as the host for today's show, has, in their wisdom, decided that we should create a 2-minute opportunity or a 2-minute window in time for Techify for their demo display. Please, Techify the demo display.
All right. Good afternoon once again. So this is our dashboard, right? Create a new presentation. So you come to the platform, you upload your documents. And then you select the model that you want to work with. Select another one. And then generate this slide. So this is the process as generating, and it shows you the slides that are generated and the amount of seconds. So this is the current output. You have slide 1, slide 2. Help me click slide 2. And then you have the remaining slides. So you can now export. For now, this is the output we have, and then this is the format, because it was a 4-day sprint. But we have a lot more to do on this product. So there's a whole lot of potential, and if we had more time, even up to a week, we would have given a better output. But this is the flow.
One of my friends raised earlier with regard to Gamma. So I've used Gamma myself. So the difference between Gamma and ours is Gamma gives you 10 slides for free if you don't pay for it. But ours, you can translate, your document can be as large as, you can generate 20, 50 slides, unlimited slides. So that's the difference between us and Gamma. So this will be integrated in your browser. So thank you very much.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's appreciate the Techify. You can do better than that. Let's appreciate the Techify. All right, ladies and gentlemen, time we are soliciting for the support, financial support. We need to bring this whole event to a close, and we need to settle plenty of our vendors. Like I told you, this venue was paid for. The seats you are seeing, they're paid for. We have vendors provided decoration, branding, lighting, sound, what have you. Everything here was paid for. And as it stands, we are still having deficits of over 3 million naira. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are simply seeking that you should support us. Please, kindly support us. I expect the account to be already on the screen. Please, kindly support us. Kindly support us. Kindly support us.
Okay, thank you. So this is our company account number. Please, we need you to help support this program. Like I said, we are in deficit assistance. The program was not designed exactly to raise ROI for the organizers. It was designed to bring tech enthusiasts and tech mind in one space over the period of 5 days. But in doing so, financial commitment was required. And we have tested a large percentage of that financial commitment. However, we are still lagging behind in many areas. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is our company account. This is our company account and it's a UPA account. Please support Coding Playground Technologies. Support Coding Playground Technologies. Support Coding Playground Technologies. Support Coding Playground Technologies. And once again, support Coding Playground Technology. All right. Having done that, ladies and gentlemen, we are now taking the 4th team for the day. We have 5 teams. We have Team FME, Team Techify, Team Agritech, and the 4th team is Team Alpha. And Team Alpha will be pitching on a software or on a solution that they call the Law app. Please, Team Alpha, may we have those who will pitch for you on the podium. Team Alpha, may we have those who will pitch for you on the podium. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we have on behalf of Team App, Praise and Agbo John. So Praise and Agbo John, you have the next 15 minutes to sell to this house and to sell to the judges your solution. Your time starts now. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Praise Abasi and I'm one of the co-founders of The Law. In here in Nigeria, we have over 140 million people who don't have access to proper legal knowledge or legal representation. We have so many people who are in jail awaiting trials, people who let a lot of cases die because they didn't have people to protect them. The law is here to solve it. We also happen to solve 3 out of the SDGs, out of UN's SDG, including SDG 5, SDG 10, and SDG 16, which are gender equality, reduced inequality, and peace and justice, which is one we truly stand by. Next. The law isn't just a software, it's a software that has been trained with a detailed model that has proper understanding of the Nigerian constitution and simplifies that in terms that any Nigerian can understand. It also studies your case and assigns you to the proper legal representation that would help you see your case through and provides a dashboard and a workspace where you can monitor and see all your cases from beginning to the end. Next, please. So our main features are our AI assistant, which would handle the training. You can ask it any questions, make inquiries about cases, and it's going to answer your questions. You also can use it anonymously. You don't have to be logged in case it's something you need urgently. And it's going to help match you to proper legal representation. We also are pushing for pro bono access so that those who don't have finances to get the proper legal assistance will be taken care of by the app. Next, please. Our market opportunity are the 140 million Nigerians who lack access to proper knowledge and proper representation. We are over every single Nigerian who is currently using smartphones, and in the next 3 years, we are hoping to get at least 1 million users on our platform. Next. Our business model, we have the free tier so everyone can access. One of our main motion is you don't need money to access proper legal representation. We are also going to have a premium access for both the users and the law representatives who will be on our platform. And we're also using commission-based for those who are actually paying for their representation and partnership with the NBA and NGOs and other people and charity organizations. Next, please. We're working as an MVP. But we are currently building our version 1, which would be as a mobile app with more extended features, including language support and so many other features that would help make it accessible, including offline using SMS and USSD to grant access to everyone who may need it. Next, please. These are the teams of the wise people who helped in building and bringing this project to life. Next, please. And we're asking for $50,000 to $100,000 to help us extend and release the version 1 and go public and live with it. This will cover product dev, the lawyer network, marketing, and our operations. Next, please. Thank you very much.
Okay, good evening everyone. My name is Agbo Jake and I'm going to be showing the demo of our app. Now to state, in the long run, as my colleague said, it's going to be a mobile app. But for the sake of today, we are going to use a web app to show you the prototype. So we are going to use this to show you the core functionalities of how it's going to work. So now, before I go into the core functionality, we have a beautiful feature on the app called Quick Cards. Now, what is Quick Cards? So there are people that don't even know how to respond when they are in any state of distress or anything. So in Quick Cards now, if you have to go on Quick Cards, so yes, as I said, there are people that don't know how to respond when they are in a state of distress. So now, for example now, police should stop you for search or demand. You didn't do anything. You are just maybe driving somewhere. Police should stop you. Now they'll stop you. Maybe you start panicking. Meanwhile, there's something you could have actually said instead of panicking. Now, for example, our app shows you what you should have said. I am willing to cooperate. I prefer to handle any fine through the proper process. Please tell me the offense you are charging me with and the station or court where this will be addressed. I will not pay cash on the roadside. That's a simple response to this kind of situation. If you're in this kind of situation, it's a simple response. Now, the core aspect of the app. Now, if we were to go to chat, now, if we were to go to chat, sorry, this network is still loading. Now, while it's loading, so first, if you are, let me paint out the case now. Maybe we're going somewhere now, then maybe, I want to use police again, maybe you're going somewhere now, and police should just see you and stop you, and maybe seize your phone or something like that, and they seize your phone and go. Now, maybe, you obviously don't have a phone, now maybe you can go home and get your colleagues or your friend or your mother or father's phone now. You come to this app, the law. In this situation, maybe you are angry and you don't have the patience to come and start logging in on the app. That's why we have this anonymous chat section. So when you click anonymous chat, you can state your problem there straight. So you can say, I was on my own going home and the police seized my phone on this anonymous chat. Okay, it's loaded now. So let me use a more detailed example. Let me say I'm a lady now. I'm coming to this app because maybe in my office, my employer wants to sleep with me and I don't want him to sleep with me. And he's saying, if I don't sleep with him, he's going to sack me. That's the basic problem. Now, on the app, you can easily just come and say, my employer wants to sack me if I don't sleep with him on the anonymous chat. So this is taking, you don't have the time or patience to start logging, you are frustrated, you are angry. So that's why it's that easy to use. You can just go and on your anonymous chat to start typing. So if you click, my employer wants to sack me if I don't sleep with him, and you can send it. Sorry, it's loading. So I'm going to show you how the AI assistant is going to work. Okay. Now, as you can see here, what did the assistant say? This is a clear form of sexual harassment and coercion. It is unacceptable. Can you see the first sentence? He didn't just come and start telling you, this is your, go and meet the lawyer, go and meet the lawyer because of this. No, it wants to first understand what happened. Understand you first. That's why it's asking this question. So we trained it not to just be a brutal advisor, but to actually be thoughtful in the way it answers you. That's why it's going like this. This is a clear form of sexual harassment and coercion, and it's unacceptable. Now, at the ending, it says, please prioritize your safety and well-being. So maybe this is not a good enough answer for you, and you want help. So you can now state that I spoke to my supervisor, for example, like maybe your guardian or something, and they advised me to get legal help. That you're not okay with this, obvious, because you came for help. So I want to via this app now, I want to get you help, like legal help. Okay, what does it say? It's good that you are taking steps to address this situation. Your supervisor's suggestions to seek legal help is a good first step. They can help you and find help. You can use the find help step to request a verified lawyer who can guide you on how you proceed with your case. And they can help you understand your rights and options. So the assistant now is going to link you with a lawyer that can help you. So you click find help. Now, here you can put a case brief that will be sent to the lawyer that will be assigned to you. So we can fill it out. My name is Amaka. This is my email address now. So we can after we finish giving a brief explanation of what happened, we can submit the details. It's loading. So when you click submit details while it's loading, it's actually going to open your assigned lawyer. So the lawyer that has been assigned to you, you're going to see it there. You're going to see the lawyer that's been assigned to you and your case. So that's what you're going to see here. So we can now, I'm going to also show you the lawyer side, what the lawyer sees when you submit this. I'm going to show you what the lawyer sees. So we're going to, so when the page will load, you will see the lawyer that's been assigned. They will open that lawyer's, will log in with that lawyer, so you can see the lawyer who opened the case that was assigned. So you can see what the lawyer sees. Because from the lawyer's end, they will see this case, see your case, and they can now respond to you from their end. So you're going to see their case. This network is happening. So you're going to see your case from their end and respond to you. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you very much for this. I want to ask, is there a provision for evidence?
Yes, we are going to be able to provide your evidence in detail to the lawyer once you go to your workspace for your assigned case.
Okay, so am I free to say that it's like a marketplace for lawyers and those like?
It's a merge between a lawyer marketplace with a way where you can get detailed knowledge of what your rights are as a citizen of Nigeria.
Okay, I'm going to ask this question. You mentioned that you need $50,000 US to $100,000 US to develop this. How do you justify that?
Yeah, so we obviously want to build our own model. For this MVP, we built from an already existing model. When it comes to data like this, you don't want that to be public. So we want a model that we have control over that is also encrypted. Hosting models, building models, and getting people to actually work on it isn't cheap. We would also want to get lawyers into going to the lawyer marketplace, also working with NBA. And so we verify every single lawyer that's on our platform, and then we'll talk of marketing and proper infrastructure.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. So just taking up from his point, so solving or your solution is in two parts. One is the platform, lawyers to whoever is seeking legal services, and then the other one is AI. So I think you're trying to solve two different problems at the same time, which can be complex. So my advice is focus on solving one problem very well, understanding your users, everything, before going to another problem. And for the AI, which is interesting as sort of like the cover for your idea, it's good. I'm curious to know how you train the model or how you plan to train the model, especially around Nigerian constitution, Nigerian context, culture, etc., and making it very specific to the Nigerian environment. I will be keen to know about that. But overall, because when you try to combine this with platform, you're often raising some other questions about platform, double-sided platform business, right? How do you onboard your business? How do you onboard the lawyers? How do you incentivize both parties? Transparency about fees? How do you keep them coming back to the platform? I can connect with the lawyer on the platform and then move outside the platform. Then there is no incentive for me to pay you. So platform, double-sided platform business has its own risks. So you can solve that as well, but you need to focus on one problem before jumping to the next one. A very good one. Thank you.
Sorry, please can I say something? That's what you said.
Yes.
Okay, so our main feature is the AI, but it feels incomplete just telling me what my rights are. After I've known my rights, what do I do from there? We want to be the guide to project you onto the next step, which is why we included the lawyer market space there.
Well understood. But you should solve that first problem very well first. I think for the lawyer marketplace, you can sort of connect to NB database. They have a list of lawyers who are verified, etc. That would be your starting point. While you also focus on solving the legal understanding for African Nigerians.
I also want to ask, I didn't see your business model.
It was.
Say something about it.
So we have the premium. It's a premium model, so we have the free tier, so everyone has access. Then we have the premium plan, both for the users and the lawyers. Then it's also commission based for the cases that are handled through the platform and partnership.
All right, thank you. I see the last time.
Sorry, can I show the final part? Okay. Okay. So go to where it's assigned the lawyer. Okay, it's good, but it has assigned the lawyer. So let's go to the lawyer's dashboard. So it's assigned a lawyer, and so the case was case 45. That was what would have been assigned, but the page loaded and read. So because that was an anonymous chat. So this was the case 40. So you, me, and that lady, I would see case 45 and the lawyer that was there.
Thank you. You have exceeded the time, ladies and gentlemen. Everyone together for them. Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Alpha team, and they have just given us, they have just pitched us on their software, on their solution, and the more app. If you feel we're not giving enough time, we started at 12:58, and I caught you up at 1:15, so you're giving enough time. All right, ladies and gentlemen, put this together for them. Thank you. Okay, we still have one more thing to do, and that is the ER.